Okay, so this will be another 50-50 setup. So that means we've got 3 stations in each circuit. You're working for 50 seconds of each one. So 50, 50, 50. Then you'll do a second round through 50, 50, 50. Then a 50-second break in between circuits. So each circuit is 3 exercises. It's 5 minutes of work that you're going to do. Then you take a break and move to the next circuit. For equipment that you'll need sliders. There'll be some mountain climbers in here. You're going to need a bench or an object for a few different things. You'll need pistol squat, so a height that works for you that you can sit to. You'll need a heavy object, which might just be a couch or something that you use for the pistol squats. We've got a kettlebell here that you'll use for Stallone, so it needs to be something heavy where you're going to be holding yourself down while you're lifting your legs up and down. And then some different weights for a few different things. You can always hold weights for some of the different exercises. So different objects, laundry detergent, milk jugs, anything like that. All right, so we'll get started. The first circuit is going to have mountain climbers, so you want your sliders for it. There'll be a single leg jump, so you just need some space for that. And then bicycle on your back. So those will be the first 3 that we'll start with. We'll go in about 10 seconds here. Mountain climbers, you can use sliders or you can go without sliders if you prefer or if you don't have any.
This being a normal mountain climber, guys, so it is not 45, it is not wide, it's not single leg. Just settle into a bit of a rhythm here. Nice, decent tempo. Trying to keep the core tight throughout, so be mindful that the abs stay tight. Lats stay engaged as well, so we're not drifting into our traps too much. 20 seconds, and then it's going to be a single leg jump with no back foot contact. 15. 5. Up on your feet, single leg jump, no back foot contact. Keep that back foot suspended. Opposite arm and opposite leg. The tempo here is based off your abilities. Ben's got a pretty fast tempo. Light on the impact. If you needed to use that back foot for a bit of stability, set that back foot down. "20 seconds. And the third exercise is the bicycle on your back, opposite elbow to opposite knee. As you fatigue in this one, try to be a little more aggressive with that right arm. Drive that arm up, almost like a bit of an uppercut. It should put you in motion. 3, 2, bicycle. And tempo here can be nice, calm, really reaching that opposite leg out. Think about the dead bug position. That low back stays driven down tight to floor. If this became a bit aggressive, you could put the heels down on the reach out, so just set that foot down, make contact in the heel, and or keep the knees bent throughout, almost like a dead bug, opposite reach of sorts. 15 seconds. We'll roll over, grab the discs, back to mountain climbers. 10. 5. Mountain climbers, guys, toes on discs. Getting a good rhythm here with your breathing and your feet. You're not crunching in, but think about the core stays tight throughout. 20 seconds. Breathe when you need to. 15. After these climbers, single leg jump with no contact again on the other leg. 5. 4. 30 seconds out. Then again, if you need to set that back foot down, we can. Ben's got a good demo with the back foot staying up off the floor. 20 seconds out. 10. 3. Last thing of the series, bicycles on your back, opposite elbow to opposite knee. Not too fast, not too slow, good control. "25 seconds out of a long rest period. "15. 3, 2, long breather.
Good. Only like 90% of the workout left, guys.
Ben had the last series on the last workout and had to start on this series. He does a lot. It's good. It's good. He loves it. Off camera, he's just thrilled. 3 things, guys. Burpees are first, with or without a push-up. It will be the only push-up style thing in this series of 3, so feel free to do a push-up if you can. Second thing is going to be still alone. I'm going to use my kettlebell as an anchor point. You might use the leg of the couch, leg of a coffee table, a friend's ankles, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. And then we're going to go plank reach, not opposite, just plank with just a single arm reach on a nice wide base. But burpees for our first thing in about 2 seconds.
Oops. Really getting off to a good start on these first 2 circuits with mountain climbers and burpees. So you're getting out into that push-up. Optionally, you can take the push-up out and just do the little leg kick out and then the jump. And the push-up, you can always get down to your knees for that to give you a little help. 25 seconds to go. Next one's going to be the Stallone, so you'll be down on your back and you'll need that heavy object like the bench or couch, or we've got the kettlebell here. 8 seconds left. Getting that heart rate up. And then down to your back. And this needs to be pretty heavy. Usually we'll use at least a 53-pound kettlebell in class, so you want something that's solid. Just a light chair is probably not going to help you much. So you're lifting the hips up at the top, and then the goal is as you're lowering, try to keep those hips up as long as you can off the floor, and that's going to make it more challenging. And then nice and slow on the lowering. If you've got back issues, back tightness, don't worry about that big hip lift at the top. You can just keep it more of a leg drop. 10 seconds to go. Then you'll be going to a plank reach coming up in 5 seconds. So another core one, staying down on the floor. All right, flipping over. Good plank on your elbows, feet are wide, and then you're reaching out. Goal is to keep those hips nice and level, so not letting them rotate. We'll do versions of these where you also lift your opposite foot. Sometimes that can make it a little easier for some people. Sometimes it makes it a little bit harder. But you can play around with it. If you want more of a challenge, find whichever option feels a little bit harder for you. And breathing throughout. A lot of core on this circuit here. 15 seconds to go. And then you'll get another round of those burpees. Last 5. All right, back up to the feet. Just a good push up off the floor. You need to be breathing a lot during this one. You can exhale as you do that push-up. You can exhale as you're jumping up. Whatever feels like a good rhythm for you. But just make sure you're not holding your breath at all. We got 20 seconds to go. Last 10, then you're going to be on your back for those Stallones. 2, 1, and good. Should be feeling those by now. So hold on to that heavy object, not smashing your head on it as you sit back. And then be very aware of how your back's feeling. If it's not feeling great on your low back, make those modifications. You can go to just a leg drop, keeping your back flat the entire time. If it doesn't feel too bad for you, lift those hips up and really slow yourself down. And those legs start to lower even before your tailbone gets down to the floor. That's going to make it even harder there. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to take some of the tension off, you can always do that on the lowering. 12 seconds left, and you have the plank and reach. And then we'll take a break after that. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, last one here. Feeling your core by now. Feet wide in the plank position. Reaching forward. So it's a lot of stability down on that shoulder, the side that's staying down on the floor. And then you've got to keep that tension in the core to not let those hips shift around as you reach. $25 left. 15 to go. Couple more reps here, 7 seconds. 2, 1, and nice work. Catch your breath. That was a good one. First set. So next circuit, you're going to walk your bench or couch or chair to whatever height you like for your pistol squats. So find a height that works for you. It's good to do that before the set starts. You'll have a push-up with a pulse down on the floor, and then you're going to have a side plank down on the floor with a hip drop. So those are going to be your 3. Pistol squat, if these feel easy for you, you could always hold a weight up in front as well if you want to. But if you have good depth on these, usually you're not going to need extra weight.
It's not for 50 seconds.
Yeah.
2. A couple different positions with that leg that's hovering. It can be bent, kind of in parallel or mirroring the leg that is the support. You could also reach the leg out, away from the body. You could also put the leg out away from the body with the heel down on the floor. That'll give you a little more stability if you felt unstable. However you want to hold it. Arms will extend away from body on the way down. Should give you some counter weight there. If you are coming down sitting on the pad, great, but maybe leave some weight in that right foot, so still engaged, not coming to a full relaxed position. 10 seconds out. We'll have push-up with a pulse at the bottom next. 5. I don't know what killed my core, but it wasn't fresh. That's a good demo, guys. Come down, hit that pulse, hit that press. Kneeling's great. Lats stay tight. Half a rep, full rep, exhale. Big breath in. If you're breathing hard, you might not be able to sync breathing with reps. If you can slow your breathing down and get into a rhythm, that's great. After this, a side plank hip drop. Still 15 seconds here though. That side plank hip drop, your bottom knee could be down or your leg could be long. Either way, a lot of oblique tension. 5 seconds in the push-up. 3, 2, pick a side. Bends in a long body. Drop and press.
So nice of you to say.
Long, lean machine over there.
Gangly. Gangly.
All 6 foot, what are you, 6'3"?
6'11".
We got a wide lens on the camera today just for Ben's side plank. That and all the extra Doritos and stuff. 20 seconds out, guys. After side plank hip drop, it's the pistol squat again. We'll switch legs. 10. 5. 2. Yeah, that's a good first rep. Again, guys, extend the arms as we come down. That other foot can be planted on the floor, extended, or just mirroring the leg that is down. As you come down, yes, a glute tap on the bench or coffee table or pillow, but don't completely unload that left leg. 20 seconds out. 10. 5.
Yep, this will be a low one.
Push up pulse, push up position, hit that half rep, come all the way back up. Core stays tight, lats stay tight. Really focus on driving those shoulders down. Should be a lot of lat tension on the way down, especially that eccentric movement. Drop in, stay snug, 25 seconds out. Last thing, side plank hip drop after this. If you felt so strong in your side plank hip drop, you could put a dumbbell on your hip. Ben and I are novices at side plank hip drop. It's hard, man.
Novice at all of us.
You guys do a lot of those. We do like 2 or 3. 2, side plank hip drop. This is the third movement of this 3-part series. So in about 35 seconds, we'll get some air, a little bit of water if you need to. 25 seconds. Maybe put on a new show for the kids. 20 seconds. We're gonna need a band for the next series. So find your blue band, stretch it out a few times. 10 seconds. 5. Nice long breather. Grab your band. It's going to go above the knees. First thing is a band squat jump. So band above the knees. As we land, we're going to control the knees out a bit. We're then going to go into a band quad plank, which is also exciting. And then we'll finish the 3-part series with a band glute bridge. It's good.
So first one, squat jumps coming up. Band just above the knees. Sitting down into each one. So depending on if you're able to jump or not, you can keep it more of just a simulated jump where you get up onto the toes a little bit and then sit back into it. Or if you are all right with jumping, you have a good surface you can land on, you can't get off the floor. But tension on that band, so your knees are pushed out away from each other. Should get some extra tension in the butt. 20 seconds to go. Soft landing, you can get the arms into it. So 12 seconds to go, then it's gonna be a quad plank. So band staying in the same spot. 5. So down onto hands and toes. Knees will be up off the floor slightly. You're trying to keep them low, like close to the floor, but not actually resting on them. And the whole time you're pushing those knees apart. All three of these, the whole idea is the band's trying to pull your knees in closer to each other and you're trying to push out against that resistance. 25 seconds to go. Just think happy thoughts, breathe. $15 to go. Nice flat back the whole time too. So your knees are just under your hips, hands just under the shoulders. 7. And then you'll be on your back for a glute bridge, keeping the band in the same spot. 2, 1. So laying down, you want your feet a little bit away from each other so you're not really tight with your stance. You can keep the heels down, or you will keep the heels down. You can lift the toes up, like Kyle's doing there. Or you can keep the toes down, but still make sure most of the weight is on the heel. Driving the hips up, squeeze the butt tight at that top position. You get a good hold for at least a second at the top. And the goal is to keep some tension in your abs too, so you don't get to the top and start arching your back. You're just getting as far as your hips will go up. 15 to go, and then back to those squat jumps. 8. 2, 1. All right, done with that round. Back up to these squat jumps. So again, knees are not caving in at all. You're keeping that tension in the band, sitting the butt back, whatever rhythm works for you. $25. You can get a good breath on every single jump here if you want to. Good exhale as you're getting up. 12 seconds left, then down into that quad plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, quad plank next. So you should definitely be feeling your hips and your butt a lot. If you're not, you're definitely not doing something right. Or you need a new band, we'll get you one of those. So keeping the weight distributed. You have a lot in your upper body, so your shoulders are working a lot on this one. But you're also keeping weight in the feet, so that means your quads are engaged. 22 seconds to go. Last 15, then you get to go onto your back for those glute bridges. 5. 'So driving those heels in, making sure you're feeling it mostly in the glutes. Probably feel a little tension in the hamstrings, might feel a little bit in the quads too, but using the hips to drive up. Driving that belt buckle up towards the ceiling. 25 to go, then you'll get your break. $15 left. Good breathing. Six, 3, 2, 1. Good. Get that band off. That should have been a tough one here. All right, so next circuit, we're going to have a lateral crawl, so down on the floor, similar to that quad plank position that you were just in. You're going to have sit-up, so laying down on the floor, laying on your back, and then also a lateral lunge with a weight. So you'll want some kind of weighted object up in front for this lateral lunge where you're going to step out into it. Okay, so lateral crawl is the first one here.
So your guys' legs feel like mine. I don't think you're doing this lateral crawl, but you should be. Stay with Ben. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Nice, fluid, slow movements. Hips stay somewhat squared to the floor. After the lateral crawl, we're gonna go full sit up, 5 seconds out. Use those arms to initiate the movement, or just keep them suspended like Ben is and use more core. Even if you use the arms to initiate as a bit of a counterweight, still use the abs, draw yourself up, then use the abs to slowly lower yourself as well. If this is hard in the back, we'll trade you for some crunches. Just real finite movements. 15 seconds left in these sit-ups, and then it is a goblet lateral lunge. So a belt under chin, sitting the body to side. 5 seconds. 2. Bell under chin. Ben's holding it the way I would cue it. It's a good rep there. Stand tall, tuck the knee. Sitting back in the hips. Press up that right foot, drive the right knee up, back in the hips. Left leg stays long, your stationary leg stays long. Kind of pushing back in that knee so you feel that hamstring and adductor groin stretch. 20 seconds out. And then back to the first movement. That was the lateral crawl. 10. Lateral crawl, guys. Opposite hand, opposite leg. It's a good demo coming toward us. "30 seconds out. If you get beat up here, just settle into a stationary quad plank. Don't move. Just hold tight. Sometimes the movement's helpful for a distraction though. 15 seconds. The next movement is the sit-up. Use the arms if you need to drive the body up. If not, it's a strict ab movement. Said movement like 10 times. Motion.
I don't know right now.
25. It's a good place to be. Let's just do 8 videos today. 15 seconds, guys. And then lateral lunge next.
But keep working hard. You're all doing great. Stay positive here.
5. Dumbbell under chin, off to one side. Make sure you switch legs here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, after this series, we've got 2 more series and a quick stretch and we're done.
That's good.
Make sure you're sitting back into this, guys. You should feel a lot of hamstring and adductor groin on that stationary side. So push that knee back, sit back. Ben's pairing his breathing. Big sit, big inhale, big stand, big exhale. 10 seconds.
Is there still another one, or is this for...
This is it for you.
Alright.
2. Burpees.
There we go.
Let's do it. I like how you're pumped when you're done.
It's the best mood, my best mood all day is when I'm done.
3 things, guys. Bench dips, slow on the way up push-ups. We're going to go from a press to a press, a bit of isolation, and then let's figure out how to move, and then split squat jumps. Because our legs are feeling fresh, very fresh.
Holy cow.
15 seconds out.
My body's a little shaky. Not just a
5 seconds. Bench
workout either.
Grab your coffee table or your chair.
So keeping the body close to that bench or couch. Foot position can change the difficulty of this as well. So if you get those feet really far out in front, you're gonna get a little more body weight that you have to push up. If you keep the feet a little tighter, it takes away some of that weight, lets you use your legs. Keep the chest up the whole time. And don't go any lower than 90 degrees with the elbow on this, and you can even go a little shallower if you need to. Just be aware of how the shoulders are feeling and that you're not shrugging up into your neck a lot on these. So 15 seconds left. Then we're gonna have those slow up push-ups after dips. Who programmed this one? Last 5, 2, 1. So down to the floor. Now that your triceps are warmed up, you should feel really good. Slow on the way up, good. So the body stays in a good straight line the whole time. Knees, hips, chest, shoulders all stay together as you're pushing away. You can drop down fairly quickly and then slow on the way up. If you're not shaking, you're definitely not doing these slow enough. 25 to go. You can always go to your knees on these as well. But make sure if you are on your knees, you're not just peeling yourself off the floor, but everything from the hips to the shoulders all lifting up together. 12 seconds to go. Then you're gonna have split squat jumps. Last 5, 2, 1. All right, now it gets a little easier from here.
A lot of those efforts, like
Split
1
squat
out of
jumps.
10 effortless.
Man. And trying to get low. Kyle's doing a really good job of getting that back knee down low to the floor. That's a good way to make this harder. Get higher on the jump, get lower on the landing. If you're burned out, you don't have to get quite as deep on these, but you're still trying to keep moving, so you're keeping the heart rate up. Halfway through. The front leg is the one doing the majority of the work on each landing and each push up. So 15 to go, and then you'll have those dips again. So back onto that bench or chair or couch. 8. 2, 1. Nice, good set on those. So now legs get a little bit of a break. More upper body on these next 2. And you should feel these all in the triceps. There's not even a whole lot of other stuff going on there. Chest is going to have a little bit of activation, shoulders working a little bit, but we want the majority of that tension to be in the triceps. Halfway through. And make sure you've got good grip on whatever you're resting on. Your hands are going to stay steady on there. You're not going to be slipping off at all. 10 seconds to go. Then you got your second set of push-ups. 2, 1. All right, these ones should feel really good. Slow on the push. The temptation is to just go quickly on the way up to get it out of the way, but we're forcing ourselves to slow things down. Probably will get several breaths during that upward push. The slower you go, the more breaths you'll need to get in for each rep, but also the fewer you have to do. 20 seconds to go. Last little bit for the upper body here, and then you'll finish out with those split squat jumps. 10 more seconds. Two. All right, good burnout for the legs here. With your arms and shoulders get a little break. And just really smooth the reps. You want to control that landing on each one so you're not just pounding on the knees. And shouldn't be a lot of impact, shouldn't be a lot of noise on the floor either. You can always pull back in and do some quick reverse lunges on this too if you're trying to avoid that impact. 20 seconds left, then you get your 50-second break. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest for 50. We'll get into our last circuit. 3 stations here. Top leg reach, chest leg reach, or the opposite? Or either one. Oh. Yeah. So this one you're going to want a weighted object. We're going to have some goblet squats. We're going to have a Russian twist, so sitting on your butt on the floor. And then you're going to have a high plank with a reach up towards the ceiling. So you could use the same weight for the twist. I'll just use the same one for twists and squats. But if you have a heavy object, you're going to want to use that one for the squats. The twist will be just a little bit lighter.
We usually cue this as an option to keep the feet down. Even with feet down though, torso does lean back quite a bit. It should be a challenging, somewhat uncomfortable, but controlled movement here. 20 seconds. If you feel comfortable, lean back a little more. If you're in a good spot, stay put. Next thing is that goblet squat. Dumbbell under chin, or something similar. Puppy, couch, toolbox, something. Big inhale, big stand, big exhale. Knees can drift out a little bit. Intentional movement. Just let them flare out. 30 seconds out, make sure you're sitting back into it. Weight in the full foot, but mostly in the heels here. When you stand tall, you can take a little glute squeeze. 20 seconds out. If you take that glute squeeze at the top, try to find the glutes earlier in the rep. Every rep, find the glutes a little earlier. Figure out how to initiate. 10 seconds out. Next thing, in a push-up position, high plank, vertical reach. 3, 2, push-up position, rotate the body, open it up, nice wide base. Match the hands, take your time here. Allow the eyes to follow the hand. And just reaching to a vertical position, not necessarily reaching behind the body here. "20 seconds out. "10. We'll go back to the Russian twist. This is our last series of 3 movements here. After this, we're going to finish with a little stretch. Again, heels can stay up, but if it's too much in the hips, the core, or the back, down is a good position. 15 seconds out. And from here, the next exercise, a goblet squat. 5. Grab your heavy object. Try to pair your breathing if you can. Big inhale as we sit. Stand tall, exhale, glute squeeze. And the core stays braced at the top. You're not pulling the hips under and opening the core up. Think about core stays tight and glutes become tight. 25 seconds out. $15. $5. Push-up position with that reach vertically. And after this exercise, we'll take about 30 seconds while we adjust the clock. We'll start in a sideline 90-90 stretch. 15 seconds. 8. 2. Nice job, guys. On the ground when you're ready. Seconds out. The front knee is hip bone height, maybe a little taller. Lying on your side, relaxed position. Starting a T, allow that hand to open up behind the body, roll the chest. Bends right knee, stays intact with that blue pad. So keep the knee down and stationary. We'll go 50 seconds on each side with a 10-second transition period. 20 seconds out. Take 10 seconds to roll over, switch sides. Good view here from Ben as his knee is as high as hips. He's using the bottom leg to pin that leg down. He could also use his right arm to keep that left knee down if you wanted to. But the hips should stay pretty still here. It's just a big chest opening. Roll the rib cage, come back to a closed position, reach back up. I mentioned 3 stretches in a row. We have the 90-90 hip, which we're in. We'll be on our feet next. You'll want the corner of a hallway or something similar for a pec stretch. 5.
7 stretch.
Yeah. And then with Ben's right arm back, his right leg is back, rotating the chest away from that hand. Should be gentle, controlled. Definitely don't overdo this. Just find some tension and call it good. $15 seconds, and then we'll switch arms, switch sides. Three, 2, take 10 seconds to transition. After this pec stretch, guys, our last thing is going to be the standing quad stretch. Take your time here, get some air in your lungs. Nice, easy breathing, little torso rotation. Find the stretch where you're supposed to. If you don't feel it in the pec, you might move the hand up or down slightly, roll the shoulder away again. Do a little bit of exploring here. You could also put the elbow at 90 degrees like Ben has it now. Same mechanics, 15 seconds out. 10. 2. Good, standing quad. If you need something to help you stabilize, use a wall, couch, something, but otherwise grab that ankle, pull it nice and tight. You might squeeze your glute a little bit, tighten up the core a little bit of tension in the quad. Ben's doing good.
This felt like I think the worst one that we've done.
This one just now?
Yeah. Maybe it's just because of being tired, but that's probably the worst one.
10 seconds out. The band series made it feel like my VMOs for some reason are going to blow up. Then I got the band off and then my lateral heads are pretty bad. Maybe it was like a reduced blood flow or something, I don't know. It was aggressive. Quad stretch again, guys, on this side.
Mountain climbers as the first exercise, I was already felt like I was done. That's always a good sign when the first station makes you feel like you're done for the day.
It only got easier from there.
Yeah.
We're trying to vary the effort a little bit on one exercise compared to the other, or one circuit compared to the other, so there's a bit of variance in your guys' effort levels. But if it says 1 out of 10, somebody else has to come do these because I can't go much harder. 10 seconds. If you need some more stretches, guys, look in the library of videos. There's an anytime stretch routine that Ben has uploaded. Email us if you need something. That's all for this one. Thanks, guys. Talk with you soon.